Cool. All right. Sneak back here. Get this all square. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. All right, everybody. We're back for our latest live event. It's pulling up on my phone here. Alrighty. Should probably turn the volume off on my computer. Yep. All right. Perfect. We'll let some people join in. Get started in a couple minutes here. I'm back. Everyone's favorite bi-weekly event is back. Every other Thursday, coming to you live from LRT Studios. It's our latest live event. Happy to be here. Happy to talk to you all. Hope you guys are excited. Thank you for joining. Anyone who's joining live, thank you. Anyone who's watching this after it was live, thanks for watching. All views count. So we'll get going in a little bit. It's an exciting time in college sports. College basketball is starting up. Hockey's in full swing. Fall sports are going towards playoffs. It's a good time to be a college athlete or a college sports fan, that's for sure. If you're watching this, you're hoping to one day, be a college athlete. And playoff time and the start of the season is probably the two most exciting parts of a season, to be honest. As you know, as an athlete, it's pretty similar in all sports, but college more so, I would say. But all right, so looks like we're hitting 7 o'clock, so I'm going to get going here. So again, welcome back. As always, I'm Nick, here to host our latest live event. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you all about the early decision process, everything that goes into it. But before that, I just want to let you guys know again about our site, lockerroomtalk.com, right there. Spell it just how you see it, lockerroomtalk.com. We have thousands of coach ratings of college coaches from across the country, every division, Division 1, 2, 3, NAIA, JUCO, of all sports, everything from football to bowling to cheerleading to lacrosse to soccer, men's, women's, we got it all. So check that out. Help make your college recruiting process a lot easier. Get firsthand reviews from college athletes about their coaches, the experiences they've had playing for him or her at that school, with that athletic department. And if you're a college athlete, both current and former, go on there, leave a review of your coach. Let everyone know what you thought of your experience, what you thought of playing for that coach. It really helps these high school athletes from people we've talked to. I know as a college athlete myself, stuff like this would have been very helpful during the recruiting process. So pay it forward, go on there, rate your coach, and help grow the largest coach rating database in the country. Also follow us on social media, please. If you're watching this on Facebook, you obviously follow us here. We have a Twitter at LRT Sports, Instagram at Locker Room Talk. We got a YouTube channel. Find us on there. We're all over the place. So follow us across the board. Get all our great content. We've been posting some incredible video content lately that you're going to want to see that really will help you through the recruiting process. It's fun, it's entertaining, and it's very informative. And then lastly, to get to our website, click on the link right here in this post description, /LRT Live or ED Live, for early decision. Go on there, click it, check it out, find our blog, find these coach ratings, find the coach for you by visiting lockerroomtalk.com. And so I'm going to get into the topic now. Again, it's early decision. If you have any questions along the way, please throw them in the comments section. If you have any comments, something that you think you could add through an experience of yourself, a teammate, a friend, family member, please do so. The more information out there, the better for these athletes and their families. It's what this is all about. That's what Locker Room Talk is all about. If you have any questions, I will get to all of them. I may not get to it right away if I already covered it before you joined, or if I know I'm covering it later. I will wait till I talk about it then, but I promise I will get to everyone's question. So just throw it out there, and so let's get going. So like I said, I'm talking to you about the early decision recruiting process, the admissions process, and what's kind of cool about this one is, if you don't know, this was actually the first topic we ever did as a live event at Locker Room Talk. Kirsten and myself did it about a year ago to the day. Told you all about the early decision process, so we're here to revamp it. Things change day to day in the college admissions process and the recruiting process, so you always got to stay up to date. So I wanted to come on, talk to you again about it, and why does it seem like we're doing it at this time each year? Well, that's because the early decision admissions period is going on right now. For a lot of schools, the early admissions deadline is November 1st. So yesterday, or a couple weeks from now, November 15th. So this is the time of year where kids are sending in those early decision applications, getting them together, and schools are taking a look at them. And so what we'll go over in this event is, what does it mean to apply early decision? How do you apply early decision? Why would you apply early decisions? And then just some frequently asked questions that seem to pop up a lot when I talk to student athletes about the early decision process. So we'll go over those. And again, if you have any questions yourself, please feel free to ask. So what does it mean to apply early decision? Many colleges and universities offer early decisions admissions where you can apply to that school well before the usual deadline and get a decision early in terms of if you got in, if you're accepted or not. Early decision applications are binding, meaning that if you apply to a school early decision and they accept you, you have to go to that school. You don't have a choice at that point. And then if a student is admitted early decision, since it is binding, you are expected to withdraw all other applications that you have out. So if you did send out some other not early decision applications and you get into a school early decision, you're expected to withdraw those applications, because even if you do get into those other schools, your contract with this school that you apply early decision is binding, so you have to go there. And because of this, you obviously can only apply to one school early decision. You have to make that choice. You can't apply to multiple because, like I said, the decision is binding. And then some schools have two early decision deadlines. So like I said, the early decision 1 deadline, as they call it, is usually early to mid-November, so right around now. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you check it out right away. See if the school you're interested in offers it, if that's something you're interested in. And then there's also early decision 2, which is a little bit later on, usually around the beginning of January. January 1 is a common date for a lot of schools, but some schools have different dates. So just make sure you follow up on whatever school you want to apply early decision for, and make sure you just know that date, because while most schools do have the same deadline, there's a chance one school you're interested in could be off by a day or two, and you don't want to miss it because you thought, I thought most schools had the early decision 2 deadline of January 1st, when really the school you were looking at was December 29th. Not sure if that's an accurate example, but just make sure whatever school you're applying to, just know the deadline date. And then how do you apply early decision? It's the same as if you were going to apply regular decision, just early. Sounds simple enough, but it really is that basic. It's the same application. You don't have to, do more application wise. It's the same process. Again, you just have to submit it early on. And then if you do get in, it's a binding agreement. And so a few reasons why you would apply early decision. Talking from experience, I myself applied early decision round 2 to Skidmore College. So I was one of the athletes that used this this aspect of the recruiting process. So why would you do it? For one, if you're 100% sold on a school and okay, I want to go to this school, I want to play for this coach, you might as well just get it over with. The recruiting process is very stressful, very long. The sooner you could get it over with, it's a huge weight off your back. Again, that's if you're 100% sold on a school. Don't rush into something where you're not totally sure if you want to apply to school, early decision just to get the process over with. So that would only be if, you're 100% set on a school, you want to go there. Early decision is a great route for you just because, you could get it over with, get your decision back by mid-December before you go back to school for after holiday break, and your college decision, your college recruiting process is all done with. It's in the past, it's a very liberating experience to get it over with. Another reason, students may have a better chance at getting into a school if you apply early decision. This is for a couple reasons. One, colleges look at people who apply early decision as guaranteed enrollments. They always have to fulfill a certain amount of enrollments each year, and they know, okay, if we let in this kid early decision, he or she will definitely come to our school. Whereas if they save that acceptance for regular decision, there's a chance that whoever they accept may or may not go to their school. So colleges look at you as a guaranteed enrollment, which they like. And another thing is it kind of gives you two opportunities to apply to a school. So follow me here. If you apply early decision and it's a very competitive applicant pool, and maybe you either don't get in or you get waitlisted into the regular decision applicant pool, that essentially gives you two chances for the admissions office to look over your application, look over your resume. And so you get two chances to get into the school. But if you don't get in early decision and you know what, I really do want to go there, call the admissions office after you get the decision that you were waitlisted. Ask them what you can do to strengthen your resume, strengthen your application, give you the best chance of getting in during the regular admissions pool. Brian asks, how does early decision work for potential scholarship? That's a great question. I'm going to get to financial aid and scholarships a little bit later on, Brian, so sit tight. I will get to that. No, don't worry about it. And so then lastly, another reason why you might apply early decision is coaches might like it. Coach says to a coach, I really want to go to your school. I really want to play for your program. And sometimes a coach might say, hey, I don't know if I could get you in regular decision, but if you apply early decision, I might be able to work with the admissions office and, cut you a little bit of a break, be able to get you in because, again, it's a different applicant pool and you could get two chances to get in, which a coach will also consider a positive because, like I said, you're showing desire to go to that school and to play for that coach. So it looks good in the admissions office eyes as well as the coach's eyes. And so frequently asked questions about early decision. So early action is a question that comes up a lot when people talk about early decision and the difference between the two. So basically what early action is, it gives you the chance to apply to these schools early, but the contract isn't binding. So you could apply to a bunch of schools early, hear back early, but you don't have to give a school an answer until the deadline of regular admissions. It just gives you more time to fill out applications, gives you time to process the decision a little bit more. If you're thinking you don't want to rush into it, get your answers back. Okay, I applied early action to 6 schools. 4 of them said yes, 2 of them said no. Gives you a bunch of time to think about what school is the best fit for you. And you can say no because it's not binding. And that also allows you, again, to apply to multiple schools early action at a time. And then if you're accepted, you could either, like I said, say yes right away or, wait, hold off, make sure you're making the right decision and let them know at the regular admissions deadline. And so then, Brian, getting to your question, another question that comes up a lot is about financial aid and scholarships. So for scholarships, if we're talking academic or athletic scholarships, it's pretty similar to if you applied early decision. If you're going for an athletic scholarship, I would say that whether you apply early decision or not doesn't necessarily affect the scholarship unless that's a stipulation that's coming from the coach. Like, okay, hey, if you apply early decision, I could get you this much of a scholarship. But if you apply regular decision, you're going to be going up against 5 other recruits that are applying early decision. And if they get in, they might get the scholarship over you. So that's something to talk to a coach about, whether or not applying early decision can help you in a positive way in terms of earning that scholarship, because again, money is not always, but a major factor in everyone's college decision. So make sure you talk to your coach, talk to the people that you need to talk to about in terms of scholarships, and see if it is affected one way or another, because that is something that you will want to know. And then lastly about money is financial aid, not scholarships, but whether or not the school can grant you financial aid. So that's the one stipulation. I know I've kept saying the word binding a lot, that I've kept saying the word binding a lot, that early decision means if you get accepted early decision, you have to go to that school, with one exception. I say this to the end because it's not always the case, but financial aid. If you apply early decision to a school and they don't give you enough financial aid where you can't afford to go to that college, there's a good chance that you could get that contract waived and you can then apply to other schools. It's not frowned upon per se by colleges, but it is something that colleges, they give you every opportunity to find out how much financial aid you most likely will get beforehand. You could go to school websites, college websites, and see there's like formulas. Basically, you plug in certain things and it comes back saying, okay, you will get X amount of financial aid. Again, that's not a final number. It's just a guess of what you will get. So if financial aid is something that will affect your decision, go to those school websites, try to figure out how much you will get before you apply early decision. But if you do apply early decision, get accepted, and you just can't afford it because they don't give you financial aid, you will be able to get out of that binding contract. So that is the one and only time where you can get out of early decision, and it's for strictly monetary reasons. You can't kind of use as an excuse, because schools will know your financial situation and then whether or not it is actually enough financial aid. So it's not something that schools take lightly doing. They don't like getting out of these contracts because, like I said, they look at you as guaranteed enrollments. They took you early decision over somebody else, so it's something that they take seriously. So it's only if you absolutely can't afford it because the school didn't give you enough financial aid, that's the only time you could get out of that contract. So Brian asked, does every school offer early decision? It's a great question. It's something that you definitely want to check out before applying. I mean, whatever school you're interested, just obviously double check. I haven't seen anything that flat out says every school offers early decision. That also being said, I don't know of any school that don't. I would say an overwhelming majority of schools do offer early decision, but it's just to be sure, just to be safe. It's very easy to look up. Quick Google search, or just go on their site and they'll have all the admission deadline dates and they'll have early decision on there. That being said, I did talk about early action a few minutes ago and the differences between early action and early decision, and not every school offers early action. So if that's something you're interested in, you have to make sure that school offers it. Because I know that not every school offers early action, so just be sure on that. So yeah, I mean that's about it. Like I said, this is kind of the time of year that people are applying early decision. The deadlines are early to mid-November right now. It's funny, a year ago today, Kirsten and I were sitting, not here, but sitting in Connecticut talking about early decision. And you know what, a year from now, we'll probably be doing the same exact thing, because it's a huge part of the recruiting process. Not just the recruiting process, the college admissions process. I applied early decision. I know, I want to say Kirsten did as well. I know a lot of people that have. We have an awesome blog on our site about applying early decision that was written by one of our former interns. So go check that out while you're on our site. Go check out our other blogs. We have hundreds of thousands of coach Q&A, question and answers from coaches from all across the country, every division, every sport. We also have, like I've mentioned, thousands of coach ratings, all from current and former student athletes, all totally free. All this information we're giving to you guys to help you with the recruiting process, help you make it as easy and stress-free as possible, because as former athletes at Locker Room Talk, we know how brutal sometimes the recruiting process can be. So we're here to soften the blow for you, make it as easy as possible. And so, yeah, thanks for joining. If we have any other questions or comments, please throw them in here now. If not, I will see everyone back here 2 weeks, November 16th. 2 weeks from now. Again, thanks for joining. I will see everyone soon. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. If you're already here, make sure you go to our page and click like. It's not hard. YouTube, we're everywhere. So make sure you follow us. Check out our site. Thanks again for joining. If you have any questions about anything you heard or saw tonight or the early decision process in general that didn't get covered, comment on this video after. We'll get back to you. Email us at info@lockerroomtalk.com. We'll get back to you right away, give you any information you need. And also use our blog. We got blogs on everything about the recruiting process, including early decisions. So that's what that's there for. We're a resource. We're a tool for you. And all right. I think I'll wrap it up. Walk to the camera here. Get down. Get low. It's tight back here today. I moved the table a little. Switching it up on you guys. But all right. Thanks for joining. See everyone in 2 weeks.